So I remember waking up super early Monday morning. I think we had to get up at like 4 to be able to make it to the bus and get to the airport on time. And I remember just that, getting on that plane and hearing all these other missionaries that were from my district or from other districts that were going to my mission with me. And they were all talking about how they just couldn't wait to get out and just knock doors right then. They were just so excited to just get on with the work. And even one of the elders, he was a Spanish elder, the guy he was sitting next to actually wasn't a member, and had a lot of questions. And so I was able to hear him. He was a few rows behind me, but I was able to hear him and see how he kind of handled that. I had never had an experience with talking to someone about the gospel like that before. So that was really cool for me to get to kind of experience that and see how somebody else went about that. But I was feeling nervous. I was extremely nervous to actually get out there and go do it. I didn't think I would be very good. Didn't think I was prepared. And certainly just wanted to just sit back and kind of watch how it was done. I loved being able to watch it, but the thought of doing it myself scared me to death. But we got to Tucson, and just as the plane was coming down to land, we were able to look out and kind of get a view of the whole city of Tucson. And it wasn't what I was expecting. I looked out the window and just saw brown. I was used to seeing at least some sort of green, but looking out the window on that plane, it was just nothing there. You could see some buildings, but that was it, it seemed. And so I thought, oh man, what did I get myself into here? But it was great. We landed at the airport, and the Tucson airport's pretty small. And so we were right there by the escalator when we landed. And we went down the escalator and met the mission president and his wife at that time, President Kilpack and Sister Kilpack, and then the APs. And the APs were just the tallest guys I've ever seen. And so it was pretty intimidating, I guess, to see them, to see what this image of a missionary should be, I guess, and to see how tall they were. And I just felt like I looked up to them so much in more ways than one. But we grabbed our bags and we headed to the mission home. And we got there, and it was a lot of fun when we got there. Kind of just explaining how things went in the mission, and just doing a lot of activities. We did some role plays, and just got to kind of see through the APs what it was like to actually teach somebody. They gave us some of their actual investigators that they were working with at the time, and we were able to help them with some of the concerns that their investigators were having, and to be able to role play that and just kind of get a feel for what we were going to be doing for the next 2 years. We had done plenty of role plays already through the MTC, but this just, to me at least, seemed more real, to be able to role play for investigators that somebody was teaching at that moment, and to be so close to it. You know, things kind of settled down. It came time to start getting ready for bed, and we were all super excited. We had to be up extra early. The next morning it was transfer day, and we needed to be to the transfer site, which was almost an hour away from the mission home. And so we all were getting bed early that night. And I remember praying that night, and just asking for help, just for I guess for my nerves to be calmed, so that you know, I could go throughout that next day and be able to be excited and do the things that I was supposed to do. And the next morning came, and they allowed us time to to wake up early. Well, they asked us to wake up earlier than we normally would, so that we could spend some time in prayer. And I took that time as well to truly prepare myself and just ask for the help I needed to be able to just go out and teach. You know, I didn't know what was in store. I knew I was going to meet my trainer that day, but that was it. I didn't really know much else. So I prayed a lot for that comfort and for that help to be able to go through that day and be the best missionary that I could be. And we got to the transfer site, and there were missionaries everywhere, and a lot of socializing. Seemed like everybody was friends there, and that was kind of a foreign concept to me because I wasn't friends with anyone, and I thought, oh man, how are all these guys friends? You know, I don't have any friends here. But I realized quickly that you make friends. You make friends fast there. And we got into the transfer meeting, and I met my trainer, Elder Foote, and we got to know each other pretty well. And the meetings that day were just a blur. Kind of going through the 12-week program, learning about that, and what we were expected during the training period. I know it was just all so new to me. I didn't remember much of that, but I do remember going through that stuff. And then the meeting was over, and we got to go back to our areas. It was P Day. Transfer days were P Day in the Tucson mission, and so my trainer, when he came to the meeting, he got a ride with some other missionaries, and so we rode back with them that day. And the other missionary that we rode with was also a greenie. Both of our trainers had come together to the meeting, and we were riding back with them. And my area was Sarita, and I remember getting there, and it was P Day, so we kind of played some sports and went to the store to get my groceries and to just get prepared for the rest of the week. And then that was it. That was my time to rest, my time to prepare, and then that night came, and we were back at it. You know, P Day ended at 6. Went to dinner that first night, and after dinner, we immediately went out and started proselyting. And we went to this one neighborhood where there was a lot of families, and there was a big park in the middle of the neighborhood where all these families would get together. And I remember just walking around this, talking to people with my trainer, and it just all seemed crazy to me at how fast it happened, how you went from the MTC and then to the mission field, and it didn't seem like there was very much time between the two before you were right at it doing the real deal. And so that was a big shock to me at how fast that came, to be able to just jump right into it. And it was scary. It was really scary, but it was a lot of fun too. Really exciting to be able to actually talk to somebody that hadn't heard about the gospel, or somebody that wasn't a member, and to be able to tell them about how you felt and about the things that you know. And so that was a really awesome experience, and just a lot to it, a lot that first week.